Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Blaqsport. This is our podcast where we're giving you all you need to know about what's happening in African Cup of Nations for the year 2023, even though we're playing it in 2024. I am your host, Insonet Uche, and with me is Ike Wise. Ike Wise, welcome to Blaqsport.
Yeah, it's always a good time to be here.
Yes, I know the game today is day one of the AFCON 2023, starting right there in Cote d'Ivoire in Abidjan. So, what would you say about the opening ceremony today?
Oh, it was colorful. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's not about Africa. We love colors.
In terms of Africa, once it has to read Mama Africa, you know how it is.
Yeah,
it's all amazing and brilliant.
Okay, so before we go into today's game is the first kickoff game between Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. This side have not played each other before. This is their first outing, and it has lots of talking points already. But before we dive into that, I just want to ask you one good question. What I'm going to ask anybody on Blaqsport show is, when did you fall in love with football, please?
Right from when I was a kid, I remember my mom used to beat me for going out to play ball. So I can't remember, but right from when I was a kid.
It's a thing every single time for parents to always chase us, shake, go inside. But right now, it's the reverse. Right now, we're chasing kids outside to go play.
Yeah, it's an investment,
Okay, then it was more like it was.
You were the bad egg. If you go to play football, you're the bad egg. So now it's an investment.
Okay, this is it. So they have just given us when he fell in love with football. Which year was that? Which year?
That would be way back 2001, 2002.
So you say 2001 was the year you fell in love with football.
Yeah, right.
So what is there any event that actually drew you closer to football? Any event in particular that made you love football? I mean, where you actually consciously fell in love with football, not as a hobby.
Back then, I still remember watching the 2000 AFCON. Then what crowned it all was when Arsenal won the league unbeaten.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was it.
Okay, that was the peak. That was the peak of the event for you.
That was the peak of it. Yeah.
My peak of all time was the Atlanta '96 because of the gunshot. I was like a child, seeing people blowing gunshots, celebration in the streets, everywhere running around. So that memory stuck in my head.
It was to be still, yeah.
Yes, because it was like, why is everybody was just because of look at the so it gave me so much attraction towards the game of sports and the game of football. So I believe that's actually the moment I fell in love with football.
Say your turning point.
Yeah, that was the turning point. Okay, so now let's straight up into today's game between Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. So the scoreline ended in 2-0 in favor of Guinea-Bissau, and having the Ivory Coast have the lead. They are the host country, and it's expected with you see the crowd, the fans, the turn up was so massive. Yeah. So everybody, the favorites to come out on top of this game, and that happened. So what would you make about the two goals up? Do you think is worthy of it, or was this something you expected, or you were expecting more goals in this game?
Yeah. So in terms of that, the Ivorian team, they were the better side. Okay. In terms of the odds were always tilted to their own favor. You get my point.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast were favorite. That's the word for it. They were a better team. They have better crop of players.
I was going to say Pepe in the game. That was long time in the class.
Pepe, but he couldn't Pepe the players. So.
But he actually committed them for quite a few times. But yes, we didn't see those fantastic.
Yeah, for a player of his quality. Yes. And sometimes I feel it has to do with the team you're playing against. If you're actually playing against a very feeble team and a team that doesn't know the left from the right, you tend to play to their own style. It will actually stutter your own team and make you guys not play in the way you wanted to play. You understand? For instance, say you want to play the tiki-taka kind of football, and they are always taking the ball aerially, like giving you aerial shot. How would you do? You have to try and align with their own style of play. That's what I felt happened to Ivory Coast. But to summarize the whole game, both teams were not that brilliant. Ivory Coast they were not that brilliant, but they deserve to win, but not as if they were that fantastic.
Yeah, I can see they were a little bit casual towards the end of the game. They had so many loose ball, they had so many mistakes, and they were not even in a hurry to cover some ground. So
Yeah.
I believe they at this point they lost concentration towards the end of the game.
Not like they really lost concentration. What happened was that the Bissau team started to bring the ball to them. They were now
Yeah.
attacking. During the I think that would be towards the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Guinea-Bissau had like 2 attempts on goal,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
clear-cut chances. If they were a bit more clinical, they would have considered. They were not making the last passes in the final third. The last set of passes were not really
Yes.
connecting. That was the problem the Guinea-Bissau team had. Not as if they were loose. Everyone's were not loose. That defense wasn't that top-notch.
I think at some point, looking at the game, having to see they didn't have a shot on target in those their trials. It seems they lack that pivot connection. Telling you this is play to target, play to target. They were always in a hurry to actually kick the ball out.
Yeah, the
In the
Guinea-Bissau
third
team.
half.
Yes,
Yes.
you're right. You're 100% correct there. They were not. That's their captain. The team captain was more like he was supposed to be the pin man.
Yeah.
That would be like a connector amongst the teammates, but he wasn't really doing the job. His passes, the link up, was failing. His passes didn't get completed. He didn't have it. His rate of completed passes, I'll rate him 20 over 100. It was that poor. It was that terrible. So that was the problem. They were just running helter skelter around the field, not knowing what to do.
Okay.
That's the
So do you
Guinea-Bissau
think
team.
having Haaland in the squad could have actually made the scoreline maybe a bit
Yes,
more
yes,
worse?
yes, yes. The guy that played 9 for Ivory Coast, he wasn't that good. Hala has more
Haaland could have been a
experience.
better choice. Yeah.
Yeah, Hala would have been a better choice to start the match. So he had more experience. He has more experience. Basically, he has more experience than the guy that started the game. The second goal that Ivory Coast scored
Wow. Yeah.
was it's a while ago, but it's just a defensive blunder.
Fofana actually took that. It was a good. It was and even had one that
Hit the
hit the
post.
woodwork, but that's clinical. But would you say that was a good goal?
It was a fantastic strike. Trust me,
Yes.
it was an amazing strike. The issue here is the defense. The defenders just left him. For instance, Fofana wasn't really balanced after he had the control of the ball. The defenders just left him. Nobody was actually giving him that push, that nudge to take him off balance. Not like a foul, but
Yeah.
just give him a nudge and take him off balance. You
It was
understand?
an
Nobody
easy
was doing
one.
that.
It was an easy
It
one
was
for
pretty
him.
easy. Both goals were actually easy. Look at the second goal. The defender was
No,
just
that was really easy. That was an
it was
easy
pretty
one.
easy, if you
So
ask me.
this is the scoreline we have right now between the Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. Having Fofana with a score in the 4th minute with Corazzo scoring in the 58th minute, give them a 2-0. The hosting team is now on top of the table, the Group A. And tomorrow we're having the next match will be between Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea. So in this game between Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea, who are you rooting to have this game?
I'm saying Nigeria winning. Definitely Nigeria is going to win the game. But in terms of scoreline, Nigeria should be able to get up to 3 goals in the game.
Come
All
to
things
3 goals in this
considered.
game. Okay, that's fantastic. So that means in this Group A, which team are you looking to come out on top of the table, on top of the group?
Definitely Ivory Coast and Nigeria.
Okay, so which team should top the group?
Ivory Coast might top the group. I think Ivory Coast
Really?
will
Do you
top the
really think
group.
so?
Yeah, Ivory Coast will top the group because they're a bit more their defense. They have a better defensive
Do you think
midfield.
what we just saw today is could actually beat Super
I'm
Eagles?
giving Ivory Coast the benefit of doubt because of the team they played
And
against.
actually they host nations, so they should be able to
Yeah, they
mobilize
have
the
the
fans to their
advantage of
favor.
fans and stuff. Yes, that's what I
Okay.
feel.
So if tomorrow's game between Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea, how many goals up are you looking in this game? How many
3-1. That's my prediction.
do you see Oshime scoring in this game?
Yes, I see him scoring. I see Osimhen scoring, and for now he's the starter I'm looking at. I'm not seeing any other starter, but if Musa plays, he's likely to get a bang as well.
Okay, I see Chukwueze getting an assist
Yeah,
in this game.
100. If all things being equal, in the last conversation we had,
Yes.
I told you if Chukwueze would try as much as possible to release the ball on time, definitely he's going to get those assists.
Okay, so and that brings us about one more thing to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Sadiq is out, and you have Sadiq is out alongside with Victor Boniface, and he's still yet no player from the Nigerian Professional Football League is been added. We are still waiting the likes of Aminu Sikiru and also Robert Mizo to be mentioned. And Robert Mizo, for your information, have actually moved over to a Libyan side. Just like you said, they can actually move anywhere, but they need to leave the MPFL because
to be recognized.
I believe because they're not part of. It's obvious they're not part of the project.
Yeah,
they're not part of the project.
The belief is that when once you're playing in Nigeria, that you do not have that experience needed. That you are not seeing what the professionals are saying out there. You're not being regarded as a top tier professional.
But before, it wasn't like that. We have the likes of many of our legends still play the home base, like Iwanyawo. You have Kanwa who play the Iwanyawo. You have the likes of Inyamausa with Enimba.
Yeah,
they give them the platform to actually start. Even Musta played in Kadupila. So,
yes, you're
but
right.
now I don't see the inclusion. I don't see the being part of the project.
Yeah. So the thing there is that the team is actually star-studded in terms of the offensive. You understand? Okay. We have lots of talent in Europe. So the home-based guys had very slim chance, close to zero, to break into the squad. The only way I thought the coach would bring in the home-based players would have been to get at least one in the midfield and one in the defense. That way, the player would be able to blend with the other foreign players and get a synergy and an understanding in the field. You understand? Just get the best out of the NPFL from the midfield and the best from the defense, and we'll be good to go. That's what I assume. But in terms of the offensive, it was a very slim chance because we have loads. Come on, we have loads of talent in Europe.
But
that is not really called.
But even regardless, it is a 23-man squad. Mm-hmm. Yes, there should be a space for them because all of them will not yet. Only 11 players are needed, but yet you need a backup. Yes, you might need a backup to be maybe you need to be a start-struck team. No, it should be like that.
Yeah, but in this case, if you have a backup, what if you back up? Have you see the way Manchester City play? The backup is a star as well. Yes. You understand? So we do have the options where the backup can be a top star as well. For instance, if Victor Boniface was in this squad and Osimhen is in this squad and we're playing a 4-3-3 formation, there's a very slim chance that both of them will start at the same time.
But in this case, I don't see any point, any striker that beats these two guys' record. Yes, you talk about exposure. I get that. You can't have somebody who have actually played only 14 games for Robert Mizo, playing 14 games, scoring a total of 10 goals. And you have...
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not good. No, that's not what I'm saying.
I understand. And you have Sikiru in 11 goals. I don't know how many matches he played, but I'm sure as of week 17, both of them are on 10 goals for Mizo and 11 goals for Sikiru. It's still a striker. We have lost two forwards right now, and yet none of them are being considered. I don't see that as a good way to go.
Yeah, definitely not a good way to go because it's not actually giving the home-based guys the morale that they need to put in more effort. That's why Minzo has gone to Libya.
Okay, that's good. So let's talk about the next game we have for tomorrow. We have Egypt and Mozambique, and also Ghana and Cape Verde. So between Egypt and Mozambique, what's the prediction for this game?
Definitely Egypt is winning, but I'm predicting 2-0.
Okay, Arab, Ghana and Cape Verde.
That's a very tight one. I'm seeing Ghana taking the lead with 1-0. That's it.
Don't be surprised. We are still looking for a shock of this tournament, and I bet you.
Yeah, Mozambique that shock. I'm thinking
Mozambique might shock everyone with Egypt. We are looking at a shocker for this tournament. We really need to get a shocker in this tournament, and I'm looking for Mozambique, Egypt. Okay, this is what we have here for a wrap. We're waiting for our AFCON post-match analysis. Today is day one of the AFCON 2023. Just like the scoreline says, between Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau, with Ivory Coast having the first win of the tournament with 2-0. So we'll see you tomorrow as we talk about the more games to come and more post-match analysis. I'm still your host and have my co-host here, AK Wise.
Thank you so
much. And me, Insonet Uche. See you tomorrow as we continue.
Ciao.
Bye.